Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles, and on this platform I post fragrance related content. Now today's video is going to be one where I show you some of the fragrances I've used the most. Some are almost empty, and which ones I would repurchase and which ones are going to the bin straight away and not coming back. Okay, so I did put a couple of fragrances on the side so that this video doesn't take an eternity. So the very first fragrance I have finished, guys, is Amireti, okay, from the house of Awatia. This is just about what's left of it, if you can see that. So there's literally nothing there. This is a simple white floral in the same vein as My Way. It's very feminine toned, it's clean to an extent, and it's just one of those pretty scents with a little bit of a fruitiness, just a underlying fruitiness, not making this one a fruity scent, but rather more of a floral. It's airy, but I wouldn't repurchase it because I have got or have used quite a number of fragrances that vibe like this. For instance, I have used Our Stuff Princess of Arabia. That is one fragrance that draws inspiration off My Way. So I wouldn't want to, say I'm going to rush and buy another one. No, this one is actually exiting my fragrance collection for good. The next fragrance, okay, I'm just going to be opening and closing this because if I open it and leave it like that, then I can't really talk to you in a good angle. Okay, next one is going to be Banana Bliss. This one has got a lot of people conflicted. Some people do not like it. Banana Bliss personally is a fragrance that I'm not too big on, but Mima loved this one. Banana Bliss would probably make a comeback because of Mima, okay? And why I mentioned this, regardless of me not being Mima, is because Mima is also very active on this channel. So this, if I'm to repurchase, it would be for Mima, but it's a gourmand that I will not miss. It is, of course, built around that banana bread kind of thing, and that's what you get. I mean, that's what you're gonna smell like. The next one I want to okay, might as well talk about the two at the same time, because these were released at the same time, Banana Bliss and these Cake Temptations and Creamy Biscuit and stuff. Cake Temptations is this one. Don't know, guys, if you can see where it's at. It's kind of finished there, right? This is a fragrance I wore the heck out of this fragrance because it was kind of like a comforting fragrance for me while I was in hospital. But it is the same reason I favored it is now the reason I don't want it anymore in my collection. Say the teeny weeny bit left there is finished. I wouldn't repurchase this. Yes, it is synthetic, like most of you guys have said, but my personal reasons for not repurchasing it is it will still evoke, those times when I was in hospital and stuff. So I personally wouldn't purchase Cake Temptations. But for those who want to know what it's all about, is also another gourmand, but this one vibing very synthetic. Like the way they interpreted the notes in here do come off as even plasticky to an extent. So that gourmand nature of it, for some, is lost somewhere, down the line. The DNA in itself is also feminine and is a little bit young at heart. So that's not coming back to my collection. Let me take two now, and so that we do not waste time. Next one is this one from our rehab. Tutti Mask. Okay, Tutti Mask, that's where we are at with Tutti Mask, going straight to the bin. I'm not going to repurchase Tutti Mask because of its simplicity. This is just one of those fragrances, guys, that are pop culture, if you will. I mean, everybody has smelled this before. Even if you don't have a physical bottle, you have come across something that smells like this. It is fruity, a little bit floral, it's fresh, it's fun, it's just what you expect from a standard fragrance. So no, I will not be repurchasing our Rehab's Tutti Mask. It's gone for good. Another fragrance that I did make sure to use, despite being disappointed by what I thought it was going to be versus what it ended up being, is Alania Rai, okay, Rai Noble. I was on the hunt for a Fenty smell-alike, and I had heard that Awatia had a fragrance that was under their Al Noble collection, that shares a little bit, not too much, a little bit, because you guys told me about it anyway, with that Fenty. And with the Awatas, unfortunately, where I buy them from, I cannot test them. So I kind of have to say, okay, I'm going to blind buy it and see, you know, what happens. And online, you can't get that much information. So bought myself Rai Noble, got home, opened it. It was just another take to that Herba Pura. So Herba Pura in itself as a DNA, I do not have a problem with, but I have so many renditions, guys, of Herba Pura. Let me see if, yeah, that's where it's at. I have so many renditions of Herba Pura, one being from Swiss Arabian, I think it's called Amouage, the Tafana Bied, I Am White, and, you know, etc., etc. So I really didn't need another one. This one's not going to make a comeback. Beautiful bottle, but I don't need another extra bottle in my collection. I've got so many bottles, guys. Next fragrance that's not going to make a comeback. And I did tell you guys that I am going to finish my Alania Rai. And as much as it's one of those takes to Amouage Guidance that is not really 100, okay? And this is what I did. I kept to my promise. I said, no, I am just going to finish it, because this was one fragrance that I bought at a hefty price. I was later gifted it by Paris Corner, but this particular one I had bought with my own money. And I remember, you know, digging into this FOMO thing where there was this, oh, Amouage Guidance. There is a clone for Amouage Guidance. It's called Paris Corner by Alania Rai. And I was saying, I just want it. So for that reason, I said, no, I'm not going to trash it. I even asked my daughter to say, do you want it? She just has a thing with this, you know, Amouage Guidance DNA. She's not too much into how nutty it is. So she said no. But I, you know, made sure that I got my money's worth. So that's where Alania Rai is at, and it's not making a comeback. Another one is this one. Okay, this is Seba Awad from Awatia. This, if the Middle Eastern fragrance industry was not pumping them like crazy, like every turn you look, there is a new release, I would probably repurchase, to be honest, because this, though it is fruity, it's floral, it's intense. This is one of those fragrances, guys, that are just beautifully made. The DNA in itself is not a I'll blow you off your socks type of DNA. I mean, there are chances that you would have come across something that to an extent smells like this. Mental shortcut, if I'm to talk about a very popular fragrance that I can give as an example, is maybe Learn to D, all right? Maybe Learn to D, but this is not a Learn to D clone. This is actually a Roberto Cavalli clone. It's a bouquet of florals in a jammy backdrop, and does have a mask, but it's quite intense in how it, you know, gives off the scent. So it is a good one from Awatia. Just not going to repurchase because I do have similar DNAs, and I would rather save my coins to see what else the Middle Eastern companies are going to give us. Aura de Clat, I came with it. I bought this one about 5 months ago. This one was just an easy one for me, okay? Drawing inspiration of that Lanvin. This is just a simple, fresh, clean scent. I recommended it in the clean, you know, clean, fresh florals that are very airy. This is perfect for summer. It's perfect for spring. The performance could be better, but, you know, summer toned fragrances sometimes, I mean, you get what you pay for. I mean, they are not supposed to really push it like that. In fact, they do work with the sun. That is what the whole point is, where instead of you moving around reeking of perfume, smelling of something atomic, most of the summer themed fragrances are going to have a floral clean undertone, which is what you get from this. So this one does have flowers. I think it has a violet or iris or something, and that's what you're going to carry with you. Also has some citruses there, but it's very clean, okay? I will not repurchase this fragrance, but say it was gifted to me, I would certainly reuse it because it's one of those easy reach. This is one where if you're under the weather, if you're on top of the weather, if you're whatever, you can wear this fragrance. It's just a simple fragrance that's going to complement your skin and make you feel clean and make you feel like you've just had a very nice bath. If you're a fragrance collector and you actually get to a point of finishing a fragrance, it's kind of like an achievement where you feel like you can actually say, yeah, because then you justify the next purchase. Leather So Rare, never coming back to my collection. I don't care for it. I will never, ever purchase this fragrance. This one is in the same vein as Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. That's not my style of fragrance. It's woody, it's leathery, it's spicy, it's intense. I do not like it. This, I have to be honest, I was wearing at the bottom of my hand, not my favorite at all. It's from the house of, Fragrance World. And when it comes to Fragrance World, to be very honest, there's really no need for me to purchase the old ones, because I mean, Fragrance World's on the roll and they're giving us fragrance after fragrance, so there really is no need for me to say, oh, I'm going to repurchase it. But that particular one, to be honest, I wasn't going to repurchase even if Fragrance World was not giving us anything, because I don't like it at all. Ombre Leather by Tom Ford, it's a no for me, right? And that's what that fragrance draws inspiration from. Okay, sorry guys, if my lighting has changed, it's because I had to quickly do something. So every time you move on camera and you come back, it's never the same. So I'm really sorry if there's like a dip into the lighting. Okay, the next one is Yaoa from the House of Latafa. This is where it's at. This is my second bottle. It's buttered. Second bottle. But I wouldn't purchase it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I think this is one of the very nice take to the Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. I think in Yaoa, Latafa listened to what people were saying about Anna Abiad Rouge not lasting that long, because Anna Abiad Rouge was one of the very first clones to that Baccarat Rouge 540 that we were given by Latafa, but it had longevity issues. So I think Latafa did listen and say, okay, let's change the bottle, let's change everything, make sure that we give them a composition that's going to last long. I'm not going to repurchase simply because I think you guys saw that I do have Club de Nuit, I'm told, by Amouage. It's a very good rendition to Baccarat Rouge 540. So for that reason, my Yaoa has got a rest, more so that it was my second bottle anyway. Another one from Fragrance World is going to be Vanilla So Sweet. Not going to miss her, not going to purchase her, don't care about her. In as much as they marketed this one as similar to Curlane's Spirituous Double Vanille, it's nothing like that, okay? This just becomes a fragrance themed in the same style as Angel's Share. So I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to repurchase it. I would rather, save my points to buy other fragrances. Then there is this one, guys. L'Intense Rouge Addiction from the House of Maison Alhambra. I had forgotten that I have this fragrance, and this is one that I had to redeem despite having come to you guys with a tray. If you're looking for something with bold florals, tuberose, a good interpretation of that L'Interdit, the intense version, I'd say go for this anytime, and it gets better with time. I think you can see how thick it is there, how darker it is now. It was not this dark when I got it, and a little goes a long way. Maison Alhambra, the house itself, is not one to dismiss. As much as they are a subsidiary of Latafa, they do have a lot of hits. Let me show you this one. This fragrance is long overdue when it comes to going to the trash can. Okay, it's also from the house of Awatia. This is Alia. And this one is a headache inducer for me, and I'm not gonna miss it. I'm not gonna use it again. So to be honest, I'm just gonna trash it, even though there's still some left there. I'm gonna trash it. This is another fragrance I bought blindly because I couldn't taste, and it was the fact that it listed the note of chocolate. I was sold, but it becomes an intense floral that's very patchouli heavy. Also, it's something that's underlying cheap. When patchouli is done in a certain way, it can interpret to the nose as like cheap. I don't know how to put it. Okay, now this Humbra is on its way out. Just wanted to show you that yes, I do have some fragrances that are in my collection that are on their way out. This is the original Humbra. I cannot wait to smell the other one, but why I'm going to go a little bit easy instead of just rushing and finishing it is I want to compare the three, when I eventually get the third one that they released, and then give you my thoughts, and then after that I can just use the last bit of it, and that will be it. How I'm able, guys, to use my fragrances is because of the tray system that I, decided to join the bandwagon that was already doing the tray system. That system is very effective, especially if you have a lot of fragrances in your collection that you would want to use. Okay, so what I do is each month, unless there's something that that has occupied me, I do put out a tray, and the fragrances that are on the tray, I give them a good wear, but I do not limit myself only to the tray. Okay, I do then get into some of these, but the ones on the tray will be the ones that I really do say I want to focus on this. I'm just going to give you an example of This one, if you saw me arranging the tray for April, you really do know what has happened to my Harem Al Sultan. So that is one way, guys, you can ensure that you get full usage of your fragrances. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to know some of the fragrances that you have run through, and we can meet, of course, in the comment section. My name is CeeChronicles. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.